I've noticed that a lot of people feel anxious, frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed, desperate to figure out their purpose, especially when they're at the start of their journey. They want to figure out their purpose immediately, in clarity, and in detail. They're very much outcome based. And this puts them under tremendous pressure to figure it all out now. Under constant stress and also disappointment and guilt even, or shame sometimes. To me, these are unreasonable expectations. If you got to the point of clarity, then it usually means that you took action in the past. You tried things out, and through different experiences, through contrast, through feedback and insights, you came to conclusion that this is my purpose right now. This is the role that I need to step in right now. And your current calling might change and evolve in the future or not. In any case, through action, clarity arises. And this is called process-oriented because each step for you unfolds something valuable to respond to and readjust if and when necessary. We often might have an idea that there is a thing that we want to do, but until we try it out, we really won't know how we feel about it. So we need at least the first reference experience as feedback to figure it out even more. I know many people have gone through this exact same process, including myself. And here's an example what I went through. I can even trace this process back to my childhood. When I was a kid, I already had this sense of meaning or mission that I came here to this world to help people. Back then, I did not know what would be the way, how I would help people, but I knew I came here. And yeah, I knew that a lot of stuff was like really negative and the world needed change. And so when I was about 13 to 15 years old, I started to have more and more idea while I was in school that I could enter politics. And the idea of becoming a politician, maybe one day even the president of my country or diplomat, could really help my people. So I studied the politics and I entered the field. Guess what? After 3.5 years, I realized not my thing. Moved on to the next one. Then I tried out hospitality because I wanted to have more contact with people. That was you could say, my first reference experience, having more contact with people. Did some work in hospitality. Came to realization that I actually enjoy having one-on-one meaningful, deep conversations with other people, clients. And I had this vague thought idea that maybe one day I could become some sort of teacher, coach, mentor, But of course, I was so insecure back then that I immediately dismissed that kind of notion. After hospitality, I started to enter more and more into spiritual field. I started to gain the first experience in like group meditation settings, also contributing to creating course material and other stuff. In the time when I started to actively participate more in spiritual field, I also went through a rough relationship period, which highlighted to me and my partner how much I was in my wounded, immature, masculine part that needed healing, lots of healing. That was very dysfunctional. Guess where that experience led me to? I started to be more and more interested into healthy embodiment of masculinity. I started to be interested more in the expressions of divine masculinity, its divine archetypes and characteristics and traits, and what does it mean and look to spot and see a healthy male, a healthy masculinity, masculine presence. A lot of men out there are struggling and suffering and offering from the hurt masculinity, from wounded masculinity. And they sure would benefit from healing. And that's what I'm currently interested in. And healing masculine would also benefit the feminine as well, and the whole world and the whole humanity and civilization as whole, at large. So it's incredibly important for me and for others too. A couple of years ago, when the first time this idea came to me, or I thought that one day maybe I could work with men and help them heal, I was very dismissive of the idea. I was so insecure, so in lack of confidence, and I was shameful about my own lack of healthy masculinity. I thought, what the fuck? I cannot offer anything or contribute in any way to this sort of topic. And a couple years later, through continuous healing, my perception started to shift, that actually I do have to offer regards to this topic. And I gained more and more confidence, also through going through my own shifts and transformation and my own process. You can see how my perception of my purpose upgraded over time through continuous feedback. I forgot to mention before after hospitality and when I entered in the spiritual field, I started out my first private practice. It was massage therapy. Did that for about a year, a little bit more. And I figured out that actually I enjoy more doing the coaching stuff, the mentoring stuff, the teaching stuff, way more. Even though before that realization, I had this impulse to try massage out, because back then I was interested in healing. I had powerful hands. I could heal with my hands, powerful energy. So I did that. 6 years ago, I did not immediately land on the realization where I am now, but I needed to go through different stages and steps. It was the path of least resistance, because I had different perception and state of mind and state of consciousness. And I had to explore different impulses. All right, different nudges from my higher self. Go try that out. That will lead you to the next one. Next moment. I did that. I readjusted during the process. And it doesn't mean that what I have learned in the past, that I will discard it completely, all of it. It might be that some of it I will bring back later, in the future, in combination with my current interests and what I am up to now. So it's constantly evolving. It's natural. So it's normal for many that their purpose, or others like to use word vision or direction in life, changes. For others, it does not. That's also fine. There are some people who discover their purpose early in life and they stick to it to the end of their life. That's fine. Now, there are people who get really discouraged by this, what I just said, because it's understandable that they don't want to waste their time, their money, energy, and other resources. And they want to arrive at the destination as fast and as efficient as possible. Well, you can look at it like that, or you can also look at it like this. Every step that you took before you landed on your current role, your current mission, prepared you for this current moment, because through experience you learned valuable lessons along the way. It was necessary for you to mature more, like mentally, emotionally, to prepare you for this moment. Because back then you were not ready for that. That's normal. So many people want shortcut. So many people want just to bypass all the process and land to the goal immediately. To skip the hero's journey, baby. It's like 8-year-old decides that he doesn't want to go to school, but he wants to have immediately a role of a 30-year-old. Well, he'll probably struggle a lot because he lacks experience, knowledge, maturity, and other stuff. So you see where I'm coming from? So patience and trust that the timing is aligned with yourself. You got this. I would really love to read your comments. How have you experienced your unfolding of your purpose? Let me know.